Hi guys. I am going to bring in and ask for the energy surrounding you and your person during this full moon in Taurus, I believe is where it is. You might be running out of steam, so to speak, just because my Palo Santo was slow to warm, or slow to light. So, had to take a break. Thanks for being patient. Let's see. This can be about you, about your person, about surrounding energies in your connection. This can be past, present, future, nearest future, I should say. Energy, make sure you flip it, the roles, reverse the roles as necessary. I could be picking up on your person's energy and calling them you instead of them, so to speak. You get what I'm saying. When you come to a general reading, you'll get more out of it if you listen for messages that help you instead of focusing on where your person's at. Also, when you listen to general readings, don't necessarily look for answers about a person or a specific situation. That is more of a personal reading and you will get it wrong every single time. You come here and allow me to give you information, and you will always get more out of the situation, out of what comes up. Okay? What else? What else? I feel like there was one more thing. I don't know. So, we are going to call in the energies around you and your person as it applies to this lunar eclipse in Taurus. Holy angels, spirit guides, ancestors, divine, please tune in to the energies surrounding the collective. What will be changing, what will be incoming, what is the energy of their person, what is the energy of them, what is shared, all those things. Please protect me as I channel and provide me clear and accurate messages that bring guidance, healing, and growth. And thank you so much. Some of you are definitely manifesting growth forward. You're definitely learning how to master your emotions and keep, as far as that applies to, you're learning that when you keep bullshit in your life, pardon my language, it muds up the waters. You can't think clearly, and it also causes waves. So then you're in unstable water, you're in troubled waters, you're in waters that are not calm, and that can really hold you back. That can really hold back growth, hold back, and with growth comes prosperity, abundance. It gets easier to manifest, so to speak. You're much more likely to find your path, find your purpose, whatnot. Okay. The energy of you. Show me the energy of the collective. What is the energy of the collective? I'm not taking that. The Fool. Ready to start a new beginning. Okay. What is the energy of the collective, Spirit? Tell me about the collective. One more. Ooh, that is a lot. somebody is making the decision or having to decide that their old ways in their life, as it surrounds home, family, community, that their old ways are no longer working. That their old ways have a tendency to leave them out in the cold, maybe run their wallet dry, put them in financial burdens. But they're making the decision to take back the power, take back control, handle their business, so to speak, with the Emperor energy. This could be a father picture or a father figure, only just because of the celebration, union. Now, okay, so the Four of Wands is about celebration, union, some sort of achievement that came from this transformation card, okay? I will say that because that is the stated obviousness. However, with the Emperor being the head of the household, that's why I'm specifically saying more so surrounding your family, your community, the space that you allow people to share with you, okay? Now, the King of Wands, this is an executive decision to move your life out of rough waters into calmer waters. Something to do with the past influences. So there's previous, okay, this is about old patterns, old ways, no longer working. So previous decisions, previous types of people, energies. Now, an energy can be a person, a place, a behavior, that sort of thing. Apply it where it sees fit. This is maybe ignoring your intuition to know you need to change your ways, but having not done it, having run from it. So with the Wheel of Fortune here and the Seven of Pentacles to the Page of Cups, it tells me this was divinely guided. Meaning, Divine said this is a part of something you agreed with. You don't remember, because it happened in the ethers, it happened in the divine, before your soul contracted yourself to this universe, down into this world. So there's certain events, certain lessons, certain patterns, certain cycles that you're here to learn and grow from. Should you choose to do so, you will prosper. Okay? Allegedly in a generic form. Okay? So there's some kind of old patterns, old ways that no longer serve, that no longer are working in the season and the time that you are in. Okay? It might have something to do with repetitive patterns, meaning they've showed you how it hasn't worked before and you haven't listened. Okay? But now in order to take a new leap forward, change must be had. You must see. You must learn and see about how this affects your life, how this affects you, okay? Look at it like this. We are constantly attracting to us things that we are having to deal with, okay? We are constantly calling in energy at all times. So, what do I mean by that? Okay, you literally, from your behaviors, from the things you say you want, from the actions you take, on the outer appearance, the outer things that you are doing are calling towards you things, people, situations that will have to be dealt with. That's how you plant seeds, okay? Once you plant seeds and continue to grow them, then that is the crop, the fruit of your labor. Understand? Okay. So you are in a time of your life where the season you're in is you're learning how you're attracting things to you. Okay, that is what Divine is saying. Right now you're in a season of learning, or you need to be in a season of learning. Got it? Okay. Masculine energy, just because the Emperor showed up. Okay. And the King of Wands. Now, the Emperor is suggestive of Empress energy, and I did see that in the shuffle when I was talking about growth, the pre-shuffle. When someone is focused on growth, abundance, hustle, grind, that sort of shit. Masculine energy is the smart way to go about that, so to speak. Okay. Masculine energy if you are a feminine, masculine energy is freaking awesome with the bag, not so great within the home. Tell me about the feminine. Tell me about the feminine. Okay. What's going on with the collectives? Wait, yeah. What's going on with the collective's person? What's going on? Okay. What's going on with the person? Alright, there's gotta be more than that. Tower and the Empress. Uh-oh. What's going on with the person? Got it. The Seven of Pentacles. The Five of Cups. The Four of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Oh shit, the Lovers. Alright, now we got a soul tie on the deck. Or on the table. One more. One more, please. Seven of Cups. Okay. Let's talk about it. I'm seeing what you're saying here. All right. So, recent or distant past, you got the Empress and the Tower. What your person is saying to me is, well, Joe, based on situations, based on events, things that have happened, excuse me, I no longer see the ability to grow here. I no longer see my abundance here. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups, I'm seeing your person saying, I see how I contributed to taking a bite of that apple. That represents the snake. I see how I contributed to this situation. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm disappointed of the way it turned out. However, I still have two cups. I juggled this decision for a long time, but ultimately I was really discontent. It was hard for me to focus with the Seven of Cups energy. Now let's talk about the Seven of Cups energy, okay? Because I say a lot, this shit hits different when you've lived it, okay? So we do have a DMDF on the board. Seven of Cups, okay? That is an energy of juggling, especially with the Two of Pentacles. This is energy of juggling, having a lot of options. Most commonly in a love reading, it has to do with lovers, okay? So this could be somebody that could have and keep and like to have up to 7 contacts or situations that they have not closed out, that they have left open-ended for future endeavors. So this is somebody that says, I'm going to see how my cards play. And when this one isn't giving me what I want, and I don't like the way this one's asking, I'm going to call this one. And we'll have fun tonight. They'll fulfill my cup. They'll stroke my ego, and then, you know, then I'll have had enough, and maybe I'll go check in with this one. But eventually I'm going to get bored, and after, I mean, this one might be entertaining enough to keep around for 2 or 3 nights, but eventually, I'm going to go see what this is over here. Now, that can be the energy of a person. However, it can also be suggestive of behaviors. So, what do I mean by that? Well, it can be the energy of kind of like the puppet master. It can be a energy of playing games. I expect when I behave like this, when I pull this string, when I poke this bear, when I push this button of yours, for you to react in this way. And if you don't, I'm going to move on and I'm going to try this button. This is the energy of somebody playing games to see what they can get away with. So what I'm seeing your person saying and telling me is, Joe, I don't play like that. With it in reverse, I don't tolerate it for very long because I don't like to be in my head, okay? It kind of gives me a headache, and really, I'm really bored with it at where I am in my life. And ultimately, that's what kind of led me to this decision. That I was hoping that my Emperor had gotten his together. But after a long period of reflecting back, I'm seeing how this chaos impacted our situation, has impacted the way in which I live. And I'm not sitting here for very long. You know, this is a energy of shit or get off the pot. Now, time's up, get off my pot. Okay? That's kind of what I'm seeing your person saying. And I have to say, I have to agree with them. If you want me to be frank, I'm sorry to, this might be pissing you off, but this is chaos. This does deplete. Okay? This is exhausting. This is an energy where you stay in anger. You stay in chaos. And if we're always attracting to us, okay? And that's science, guys. Like energy attracts like energy. You see what I'm saying? If we're in a state of chaos, guess what we're pulling towards us? Chaos. Devastation. Okay? So if you're maintaining this kind of shit in your life, okay? If you're maintaining games, and if you're maintaining not closing out other cycles with these people, okay? Keeping it open-ended because, you know, you want options in the future, don't be surprised if your future has the energy of a snake. Don't be surprised if this ends up a third-party situation. Okay, Adam, Eve, and the devil. Okay, the devil talks about indulgences, temptation, giving in to temptation. Okay, that's what I'm seeing your person saying. All right, let's find out what shared energy is. What I'm seeing also with the Empress here in reverse is I wanted to focus on hustle. I needed to focus on my bag. I needed to focus on getting myself grounded, myself stable, myself in a place where I can move forward. And we couldn't get this out of rough waters into calm waters. Couldn't transform that. I'm not being love focused. I'm being pentacle focused right now. Okay? Pentacle, pentacle, pentacle. I get the feeling that the masculine is one. It's like one lesson behind the feminine. Okay? So he's learning what the feminine was trying to go with. And it's interesting that now gender doesn't apply. Okay, like I said, masculine energy is awesome at building a bag, building stability, taking control, and handling your business. Not so much great for the connection. You see what I'm saying? Not so much for in the home. The home requires nurturing. Okay. And the Empress has kind of for me, as a reader, okay, all right, I'm not going to find this in the textbook that says learned over a period of time. The Empress has kind of that protective energy. She just shows up in a different way than the Emperor, okay? He's more about protecting against, against physical threats. Whereas the Empress is more so Miss Mama Bear, protecting the innocents. Now, that could apply with children in the home. However, when it comes to a connection, she also, the way she shows up is she protects the connection of future doubts. She doesn't plant seeds of doubt here. She doesn't want to have to wonder that friend of yours that you say is just a friend. Yeah, my intuition is telling me you guys probably around, okay? Or that other friend of yours, I don't trust her to give you advice. I don't trust her intention, okay? And that one girl, that one guy that you had a crush on for a long time, every now and then you bump into him and flirt with him. I don't trust that to not happen. The financial situation and the financial habits, I don't trust that to come back and sabotage us in the future. You know what I'm seeing collectively, this can be a mix of behaviors or a mix of people. Take it as it resonates, with their hands in the pot. Some of them can be a behavior. Some of them can actually be a hand in the pot. You see what I'm saying? So your person's saying, I don't seek forward movement, forward growth here, because Emperor has yet to take control of the Seven of Cups energy. Got it? All right, let's see what's shared. What is shared? And then we'll wrap it up. Shared energy. Okay, shared energy. What is shared energy here? Sun tried to come out. Two of Wands and one more. Okay. Nine of Swords. Okay, let's talk about it. Shared energy between both of you. Both are saying, I'm tired. I'm tired of this situation. I'm tired of being in the dark. I'm tired of no movement forward, no growth, no communication on the table, okay? I'm tired of not being on the same page. I'm not sure that this is where my Ten of Pentacles can be. There's a lot left in the dark from the Seven of Cups energy. You know, when I get, personally, just because I know how I am, when I get to the Nine of Swords, when I'm just too exhausted with the situation, that's when I walk. I don't wait till it gets to the 10. Why? Okay. In my opinion, when there's too much going on, when there's blockages, when things are getting worse instead of better, I take it as a sign that Divine's trying to tell me this situation is expired. Okay? This situation is not meant for me at this time. Now, in the beginning, we did see the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? That's all about divine timing. I have learned a lesson the hard way. Be careful how you burn a bridge. Be careful how you walk away from a bridge. Okay? You never know whose desk you're going to have to sit in front of in the future. You never know who's gonna be the one that interviews you in the future. Okay? Learn that lesson the hard way. This is, for me personally, as I've lived, this is my staying past expirations. Okay? Because I know myself well enough to know that once that 10th sword is brought, it's really hard to come back from. Now, the Tower in reverse is two different energies, okay? The Tower in reverse can speak of a delay in the Tower that needs to come. A lot of times the Tower has a divine card presence. Kind of like the Wheel of Fortune is always, the divine always has a hand in it, okay? Kind of like the Lovers, that is always a card that has divine presence. So it can, if you're talking about the Tower in that sense, it can talk about a delay in the Tower. Now, if you don't have such strong divinely guided energies as we have seen and based on the pre-shuffle, that sort of thing, it can speak of a Tower so bad that there's no coming back, that 10th wand has landed. That could be part of what the Moon card's here about. You know, the Moon card talks about things that are hidden. Talks about things that are kept in the dark. Now, right behind it, the Sun tried to come out. So I feel like your person's like, I need this shit to come to light, okay? I need to know in order to be confident, okay? We're going to talk about this here in a second. I need to know in order to be sure, and I'm just not sure. I need growth. That's where my focus is. My abundance. That's where my motive and that's where my drive, that's what's holding my attention. Again, the Empress. No, I'm sorry. the Six of Cups. And although we got roots here, I can no longer water them. I can no longer take a beginning. Because I am not focused on love. I'm not focused on matters of the heart right now. My focus is the Pentacle. And I need something that's strong and steady. Something that is reliable energy. Understand? That is what Pentacle shows up as in a love reading. Now, more shared energy. Oh, so think about like a haunted house. You drive by a haunted house in the basic way that we think of haunted houses. You drive by a haunted house in the dark, even the haunted house is pretty. You know, it's got all those lights on, it's got that allure, it's got that, I wonder if I could stay there for a full night. Oh. But when you turn on the lights of the day come sunrise, it's usually run down, kind of dilapidated, kind of, you know, you see the truth, essentially. You see its true colors in the daytime. And then you may or you may not want to rent that haunted house. It depends on your person. Now, the Mother of Wands. This is the Queen of Wands, okay? And this right here is my favorite depiction of the Queen of Wands. Why? Because a lot of times, just the way things come, the Queen of Wands in a lover's divine masculine, divine feminine connection talks about third-party energies. Okay? Those people with their hands in the pot, with, you know, the naysayers, maybe the mother-in-law, and it says, I don't like her. And masculine doesn't have the boundaries just enough to say, well, guess what? You don't get to make that decision for me, do you? Stuff like that. Okay? Because that's how the Queen of Wands shows up a lot of times with these energies. She tends to get a bad rap. Now, the Queen of Wands in this depiction is my very favorite. Let me tell you why. It shows the Queen of Wands in her highest power and her most evolved and her most mastered of herself. Okay? Do you see how she's protecting those eggs? Okay. The Queen of Wands has a mysterious aura that she puts off. Now, whether she's being a sneaky snake or whether she's protecting what she has, her resources, her home, her peace, okay? Because one thing about the Queen of Wands is she attracts things to her. She has that natural manifesting ability, okay? So a big part of that is protecting your peace, protecting what you come home to from chaos, protecting what is inside your emotions from chaos, okay? You see what I'm saying? Now, this can also be, one egg is, I'm protecting my home from literally, no, sorry, you can't stay here. One of them might be my children. No, sorry, I don't want my children to see the things that you're bringing to me. Whether it be fighting, whether it be addiction, whether it be just a pattern of behaviors, okay? One might be, you get what I'm saying. One might be a, no, I have a plan, I'm holding back on letting you know. One, because I'm not sure if you deserve to know. And two, I'm not ready to announce it. I'm just not. It has to do with her intention of what she's hiding. Do you understand? Okay? She plays smart. Because remember that mama bear energy I talked about? this is that same energy not applied to children, mama. Okay? Understand? Now, let's talk about the mystery, the mystery of the Queen of Wands. Oh, there's a lot to be said for if it looks like a snake, it slithers like a snake, it's probably a snake. Okay? I do use that. Okay? However, and that is how she kind of comes across. If you're not really looking, if you're not really watching, because the Queen of Wands has an allure, she's sexy, she's confident, she knows that people watch her, okay? That comes naturally to her. And if you're not really looking, you can chalk that up to someone that's kind of like the third party energy, okay? However, when you think about a snake pit, okay? Snake pit is more like a community. There's a lot of snakes in the mix. It's more like I'm a domestic snake. I'm not a feral snake, okay? I am less likely to need to take a bite of that apple, to move in a sneaky way, because I don't stay and live in a bed or share a life or whatever in a snake pit. I am domesticated. And although I look like a snake, because I come from the same background, because I come from snakes, because I've learned what that looks like, sometimes I play smart. Sometimes I let people believe that I'm a snake when it's necessary. It's all about the intent of what you're hiding, the intent of what it is you're protecting. And interesting enough, I said hiding. You both might be hiding something from the other. One of you might have an intent that I'm protected over this, I'm guarded over this, I don't want you to know. I don't want you to have a hand in it. And this one might be a little bit on the sneaky side. A little bit more of, if I let you know about this truth, you may decide that you're the Ten of Pentacles is over, done with, gone forever. You see what I'm saying? Interesting. So this is the Queen of Wands in Empress energy. This is the Queen of Wands when we speak of her as the way she's mastered herself. Okay, the difference in a Queen of Wands that shows up as third party energy, that shows up as one of these, is that she doesn't realize that she attracts things to her. Okay, or her intention is, if she does know, to use it to her advantage, to manipulate it. Whereas the Queen of Wands knows that she attracts, the Queen of Wands in the Empress energy knows that she attracts, and sometimes it's unwanted. It's more of, stay out of my lane. I'm busy here. It's more protecting my ideas, protecting what I'm doing, protecting my strategy, protecting what from unwanted and unnecessary energies. Do you see what I'm saying? The Queen of Wands and Empress energy, which I strongly feel like with the Empress in reverse, somebody wasn't watching. Somebody wasn't really looking. Okay? Go back to that. That just came to me. The Queen of Wands in this energy understands the law of attraction. Understand that like energy attracts like energy. That you have to be about it, not talk about it for it to manifest. You understand? And sometimes that requires blocking energies that you don't want to deal with. Energies and attention that you don't want. Believe it or not, it exists more than you think. What I'm getting here, whoever's in the masculine energy probably is threatened, okay? Or doesn't want her in her Empress energy. Because maybe, now there's a lot of fire here. Fire can hide insecurities. Maybe that's part of what needs to be transformed. Maybe in the past, Empress being in her Empress energy, being in grind, being one that is adding to her abundance in growth. Maybe that's something he didn't like. Maybe because it took away from the attention she was able to give. Maybe, and I'll be honest, it requires a boring lifestyle with well-balanced fun to make growth happen. This doesn't have, that doesn't provide an environment of growth. That is not how a 10 of Pentacles happens. So maybe part of this that you can take away from is when she's in her hustle, when she's in her grind, she may not intend to leave you on red, okay? Maybe she's got an Apple Watch and she sees it, but she's all gloved up, you know, handling her business. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And when it comes to her Apple Watch and she sees it, it's going to mark it as red. But it doesn't mean that she's intentionally leaving you on red. That doesn't mean she's on a hookup. She's effing busy. It don't go down like Grey's Anatomy. She might be with a client. I mean, think about it. If you come to somebody for some business, or you're entrusting them to handle something for you, how rude would it be to be like, hang on, I gotta text back my masculine to make sure he doesn't make sure I don't come home to an argument. Do you see what I'm saying? I'd be mad. That would be rude. Again, this is a Queen of Wands energy that we talk about. You don't get to Empress and Emperor energy until you've mastered yourself. Meaning, it's most easily explained in water energy. When you vibe the highest and you've mastered it, is when you get one of the 4 legs of the Emperor and Empress energy. So what's that mean when it applies to the King and Queen of Cups? Once you've mastered your emotions, the ways that in which you react, who you give that to, who has access to that? Emotional maturity. Once you've mastered that, that's when you earn the 1 leg of that table. You understand? If it takes 4 legs to hold up the tables that these 2 build, okay? It takes mastering all elements. And the Divine Feminine in her element of the Queen of Wands has mastered that. Knows the laws of attraction. Knows that Not all attention is good attention. And most of the time, it's attention that she doesn't want. Especially when she's in the energy of growth. And the energy of hustle. And sometimes that requires some distraction. Sometimes that requires saying, let me handle my day's worth of business so that I can not come home pissed off at you. So I can come home and give you my cup, my love and affection. So I can come home and nurture you. Okay. I ran this about 7 minutes over. The end. Okay, bye.